Hey everyone, my name's Root, and we're here, and this is going to be week number 2 of the UBL Season 7. And we're up against D Rey and his Los Angeles Guerrilla Tactics. Now, this is going to be a really tough one. We've known D Rey for a long time. We've played him a few times, but as always, this is going to be a really tough one. There are a lot of different kind of things that are happening here, and a bunch of different possibilities for how this match can go down. And I'm just super anxious to get into team preview. Okay, here we go. So we will see, we'll take a screenshot here, and we will see the Latios, Nidoking, Skarmory, Mienshao, Vaporeon, and MIMIKYU. Now that's pretty spot on for what I thought he would bring. Didn't bring the Rotom, which I find very interesting. Didn't bring the Incineroar, which I find fascinating. I find that fascinating. No Sneasel, but not seeing it here is very interesting. No Charjabug. So I did have it in my head that my dedicated lead was going to be this thing, and I'm going to hold to it. Although, I'll be honest, without seeing the Incineroar on board, it does make this lead a bunch more interesting. I still think it's the right lead because I think if anything, Vaporeon can be a kind of dedicated switch into these situations, but it's a very interesting position to be in. It's a very interesting position to be in. I was still kind of thinking through this matchup a little bit. I still think the Vikavolt has a chance to win in the end game, which is interesting to kind of think through. And what else? Nidoking is still a big issue. Actually, now that I think about it, Zarude's job here is a lot more kind of pronounced. It's really possible. Does he not have a dark resist at all? Yeah, well, there's the Mienshao, but I imagine a couple of hits will get me there in the end. So it does lead with the Mienshao right away. Now that's incredibly interesting. That's incredibly interesting. I mean, I honestly feel fine to just kind of try to hit this thing. We either get a lot of damage off, or he's scarfed and he turns out. I just want to click a button. Let's see what happens. But let's see. Mienshao. I wonder if he expected me to lead anything in particular. I don't know. It's tough to say. I think it's super possible that this thing is scarfed. And to be fair, I think Cinderace is kind of an interesting lead. It's a little bit of an unconventional lead. Now, if I am faster than this thing, then it does look like Pyro Ball should OHKO a no bulk Mienshao, so that's super duper interesting. I guess we'll kind of see what happens here, but there's really no downside to just clicking Pyro Ball. There's nothing on the team that really wants to deal with this, which is why I really expected the Incineroar to come, but I guess it was just kind of difficult. Yeah, so this thing is scarfed. My sash is broken, but I get big damage onto something. Could be the Vaporeon, which would be interesting to happen. If the Vaporeon does come in, I mean, we could always just kind of go into Slowking, teleport out. We could risk the burn and go directly out into Zarude, but I would very much expect this thing to be max defense here. That is, let me see. That should be, yeah. That's almost definitely just max attack. I really expect this thing to want to flip turn. Do I take a flip turn? Because if I take a flip turn, then I'll just Super Fang here. I definitely take a flip turn. I might not take a Scald, but I think I just click Super Fang here. But I really, in my heart of hearts, believe that this Vaporeon just clicks flip turn on this turn right now. And it's Rocky Helmet as well. Okay, that's fair. Goes for a Toxic. Definitely expected, they definitely expected Slowking to want to come in here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into Zarude now, maybe? I could go... Oh, that was a complete misclick. Okay. I accidentally hit my finger on this stick right here, or on this shoulder button here, and it input Super Fang when I did not intend for that to happen. But I can only hope that they overpredict. I honestly don't know. That's pretty awkward. It does go for a Wish. That's totally fine. I think now what I do is I go into Zarude, potentially. Wish is pretty... Or, sorry, Protect is pretty likely. Could be Skull, Toxic, Wish, Protect. That's possible. But I think this makes as much sense as anything else here. I can potentially just go for a Power Whip, but I think Darkest Lair just makes as much sense as anything else. I could click U-turn. I could click U-turn. Goes for Flip Turn. Okay, okay. So trying to wish up... Well, no, he couldn't wish up something potentially because I would just Super Fang the Vaporeon and then it switched out. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was up. Trying to get a... Oh, goes into this thing. Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine. What I really want to do... Actually, yeah, I think I just U-turn out into Cinderace because if they want to get up Roxanne, I think I just Core Change right away. On the potential switch out into Vaporeon. I think that should always kind of be the play here. And I think I'm pretty safe. I'd be surprised if D Rey wouldn't want to just go into something, or sorry, just get up hazards here and expect me to kind of play this defensively. And this thing could be Rocky. Oh yeah, it could be Rock Gambit as well, but it does break any kind of starty here, which is important. As I potentially just go for... I either get hit or I go for Core Change. I can't like hit me with U-turn or anything, so it could hit me with Brave Bird potentially, which... but that would at least keep hazards off for a little bit longer. Goes for Toxic, okay. Goes for Toxic. And I think there's no reason not to just click Pyro Ball here, right? There's no reason not to just click Pyro Ball here. Actually, there is. I think I'll pull a double here. I think I pull double here, and I start firing off Darkest Lariats. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not the most sure about this play, but I think it makes sense in my head. Let's withdraw. Do we see the Vaporeon? Yeah. Okay. Now, even if this thing is super defensive. Zarude. Yeah, Darkest Lair should always KO here. We should be in an okay position. I'm very curious to see what kind of Skarmory. Do we have any chance of like 2-hitting or something? No, we don't. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I could just continue to hit this thing, but that doesn't make sense. I don't think that makes sense. I think I still try to kind of press the Core Change here. I could potentially go into this. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. I think my team is not really well equipped to manage hazards here, so I'm gonna have to manage that a little bit, but overall I still feel okay about what this looks like. Because now I can just KO Vaporeon, and I think we need to kind of break this cycle a little bit. And I need to pick up a KO, even though my Cinderace is gonna get KO'd in the process. I think it's fine. I think if anything, the play might be to start to go for game a little bit with Tornadus. Not even Tornadus, just start to like really break things with Tornadus, because he doesn't really have a ton of special defense out on this team. This Mimikyu is reasonably scary, but breaking disguise is important. Well, okay, we don't break disguise, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh, how do we manage this? Yeah, I think it's life orb, which is very fun, very interesting. I think we just do this. And I think we potentially just click U-turn here. The Skarmory is kind of messing up a ton of things for me. But I think I could potentially U-turn out into... If he does go into the Skarmory, then I U-turn out into Tornadus, and then I start kind of going for it a little bit. I think. What makes it difficult is... Yeah. I should break MIMIKYU Disguise first. That would make me feel a ton better. But maybe I shouldn't really worry about that as much. No, I think I just have to kind of go for it. I think I just kind of have to go for it. A purely defensive Skarmory. Yeah, I still need... Well, I should say I'm still kind of free to Nasty Plot here. And I think I should. Just for the sake of doing it, right? Because... I could get Toxicked, which would be unfortunate. But at the same time, I mean, what does it really matter, right? I actually don't like the way that this match is going so far. I think I have to kind of break through a little bit to get to where I would need to be. The biggest concern I'm realizing now is that the Manchow being scarfed can kind of directly handle my Vikavolt in a way. Which means that I kind of have to think about Vikavolt kind of just getting straight KO'd by a Scarfed Stone Edge. Let's see here. Hurricane should be able to pick up a KO here. Hurricane should be able to pick up a KO. We'll just see what happens. We don't land, which is fun. We just don't land. And the worst thing about this is that it kind of invites in Mimikyu a little bit. But as long as, I suppose as long as we pick up a KO, it's not the worst thing in the world. It just is not great. And the even worse thing about it is I have to think about how to take hits from a combination of Mimikyu and... Okay, we do land one. That's huge. Huge. We don't KO though. This thing is bulkier than I would have thought. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's not fine, actually. It's very much not fine. We can't really win now. I don't think. I don't think we can win now. I don't think we can win now. I'm not sure if we're able to win. I think at this point, like we have to play to be able to not lose, but it's difficult to just like outright try and win, you know? And look, I know that the Skarmory is going to come in. I know it's going to wear me down with the Rocket Helmet again. But now I think I have to kind of go for it with Vikavolt. Because Vikavolt. I guess honestly, best case scenario might be that Vikavolt invites in Nidoking as it comes in. No, I guess we'll see. If I go into Vikavolt now, it might invite in the Nidoking. We'll see. I think this is probably the better play, actually. With this thing in, it probably invites in the Mimikyu more than anything else. But at this point, does it even matter? I think I just break Disguise at all costs. Potentially get a Scald Burn and then proceed from there. Scald Burning would probably be best case scenario, in all honesty. Brings in this, okay. Okay, that's unexpected, but okay. I think I just click Scald. I think I just click Scald. I don't really know. Thunder Punch, okay. We'll see what happens. We get a lot of damage off on with the Scald. Okay. Is it worth switching out here? I think we take a hit with this thing. Let's see. Let's just make sure. Nidoking is physical Nidoking even in the thing? I don't think it is. Well, I guess we have to assume it's adamant, right? Thunder Punch? Well, probably doesn't even have to Thunder Punch anymore, right? I think if I let this thing get KO'd, I go into... What do I do? I think I just let this thing go down, right? Yeah, I think I just let this thing go down. And then... Yeah, just goes for the Poison Jab. I think from there... It allows me to go into... I want to say it allows me to go into this, but that's probably not true. It does allow me to go into this, which is interesting to me. I think what's interesting, right, is I think KOing this Nidoking opens the door to be able to win with Aromatisse, actually. Which is fun, but unexpected. I can agility up here. I can click much. I mean, it depends. Does Much have a chance to miss? If it doesn't, then I'll just go for the Bug Buzz, I guess. I don't think Much has a chance to miss, but I'll make extra sure. Mudshot, 95% accurate. But by the looks of it, this Nidoking is at 30%. And if it's even the slightest bit bulky, then it might not be a KO here. So I might have to risk the 95% in all honesty. Does withdraw. Mimikyu? No. This thing. Okay. That's fair. I think if anything, I go into Aromatisse now, right? I go into Aromatisse now. On the Stone Edge. He goes into Nidoking. I double into this. But the Skarmory's still up. The Skarmory makes everything so difficult. And I don't suppose I take a Scarf Stone Edge, right? If I always take a Jolly Scarf Stone Edge, then it might be worth it. But I don't even... I might not even KO back. I should KO back. I should KO back. And I should actually take a Stone Edge. But then Mimikyu comes in. I think I just do it anyway. I think, if anything... The door is not completely closed for close combat. Okay, interesting. And that actually should lead me out of range of Mimikyu, I think. Mimikyu. Well, it doesn't take me out of 2 sneak range. Mimikyu could just let me break the disguise and then go for Shadow Sneak after that. So maybe it's worth switching out here. Well, no, if they go for Play Rough, then going into... Zuru never makes sense. I could mud shot and hope for the accuracy drop. Let me think. This is really tough. This is a really tough endgame. Because now beating the Nidoking is kind of tough. No, 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 no. I don't know how to maneuver this. I'd probably just do this, right? Because the Skarmory is always going to be another opportunity to agility up. The biggest thing is breaking disguise. Yeah, okay, so that helps to clarify things for me a little bit. It was for Swords Dance, which is okay. That's fair. That's fair. But I just have to pump hits into this thing. Mimikyu at +2 might just clean up the game. It might just clean up the game. Yeah, it does. It does look like it cleans up the game from here. I can only hope that Zarude takes a +2 sneak. Oh, it might. Goes for another Swords Dance. Okay. I still think... No, I never take it a +4. I never take it a +4. That blows. And yeah, he knew that he had to do that because... He knew that he had to do that because of the Zarude range for Shadow Sneak. Yeah, that wins the game. That's huge. I thought it was going to be a miss. Do we take? No, we don't take one. Yeah, by the looks of it, yeah, Play Rough is always a guaranteed OHKO. Even, yeah, Max Defense Bolt, like everything that's possible here. Yeah, that was a tough one. I guess a +4 Shadow Sneak is just around 40% minimum, like 40 to 50%. So I never make it out of this one. Yeah, I never make it out of this one. I guess, what could I have done differently? I guess the biggest thing that I could have done differently, I think, well, landing that Hurricane on the audios would have been pretty great. Oh no, I guess well no, it did matter. It did matter. Yeah, I guess. I wonder what he's thinking about. There's no withdraws. That's nutty. Okay. Okay. I'll admit, I'm confused. But now I just let this thing go down, right? Because now I have to let this thing be against Vikavolt. I think I have to just let this thing be against Vikavolt. Oh, I had the wrong mon up. Did I take a +4? Maybe. It's a super duper roll. But I think as long as my Zarude goes down in front of this thing and I can go for an agility again, then I think that's potentially game winning for me. He might have risked the game on that minor roll, but I think you still always just take the Shadow Sneak damage, right? Because you can always go into this thing, Revenge KO, and then still potentially lose to Vikavolt. Yeah, I guess that's how you do it, right? But if he KOs me, then Vikavolt is in every position to be able to do something. Body press, yeah. Yeah, now Vikavolt just gets an agility up. And as long as I can... I have to take a body press as well as a Shadow Sneak. I have to take a body press as well as a Shadow Sneak, which is not easy, but not impossible, right? Actually, it is kind of impossible. Now that I'm looking at these numbers, it is a little bit impossible. But I have to agility up. I can't not, right? Yeah, I can't not. The biggest bit of craziness would be if he hard goes into Nidoking. No, that never makes sense. Maybe if Nidoking was healthier, and maybe I could have caught the Nidoking on a mud shot that was unexpected. But yeah, no. Now that the Nidoking is so weakened, it never makes sense to make that play, really. I can go for an agility here. Actually, did I throw by... how much is this body press gonna do? Oh my god, I think we take a Shadow Sneak. By the looks of it, we should always take a jolly... We always take an Adamant Shadow Sneak with Life Orb. Oh my god. This is huge. This could be the entire game. This could be the entire game. I'm blown away. We should always take one. Goes into this. Thunderbolt should always KO. Maybe expected to take one because he didn't know that I was as offensive as I am. Actually, no, wait. Oh my god. I didn't finish building my Vikavolt. I didn't make it modest. I didn't make my Vikavolt modest. Well, after Life Orb, it doesn't matter. But I did make my Vikavolt modest. That would have helped out a ton, but I don't think it'll matter at all. Because now the Nidoking comes in, and I have to kind of assess a little bit of risk. But yeah, my Vikavolt was able to do it. Vikavolt was actually able to pull it off. That's nuts. I mean, that switch is gonna honestly be the entire ball game, but I don't even know. Do I risk the Bug Buzz? How bulky can this thing be? Is that 30%? If it has 100 in HP, then I still KO it. It's super scary. I don't want to lose this on a 5% chance to miss here. I don't want to lose this game on a 5% chance to miss. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. If it has 100 points in HP, this thing's probably Life Orbed, right? It's offensive with Thunder Punch. It's probably Life Orbed. It's probably super offensive. We're gonna click Mud Shot. Okay, let's do it. Let's hope. Let's pray. We land the Mud Shot. Okay, Jesus Christ, that's a KO, and that is a win. I still don't quite know what to make of that. I think he was worried that at +4 he didn't KO the Zarude, which is fair. But I think you always kind of had, yeah, I don't know. It's super tough. I think you risk it anyway because the Nidoking was in prime position to kind of pull out the end game if you disallow me from getting an agility, right? So in order for him to win, Zarude takes a Shadow Sneak, KOs back, he goes into Skarmory. I'm forced to either attack, in which case I KO myself with Rocky Helmet, or I super aggressively go into Vikavolt. But again, I really do believe that he would have KO'd me if he just gone for a +4 Shadow Sneak. I guess we'll have to see. I guess I don't know the exact set. It could have been something crazy. It's tough to tell, but that's going to be week 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back really, really soon with more weeks of the UBL and as well as other weeks of things to come. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and once again, out.